Hello, it's me, Jess. Welcome to my channel. I'm here with another channeled message. This is a specific message. It might resonate with you, it might not. All right, so this is a bit of a different kind of energy than I'm used to picking up on, but there's a guy here and he's pointing to his throat. He's not struggling or in pain or anything, but he's just signaling that he has trouble communicating. And this isn't like he struggles to put words together to form a coherent thought and speak that aloud. It's emotional communication. He struggles to communicate his vulnerabilities, his perceived weaknesses, his emotions. There's like this invisible restriction or this invisible hurdle. And I feel like this is a guy who has actually been very introspective and very thoughtful around what that is, because I feel like it's confused him. It's like, why can't I just say that you are important to me? I just heard, why can't I say I'm sorry? Or why can't I acknowledge that I hurt you? Why can't I take accountability for my own pain or like the pain that I've caused both of us? Why can't I lead in that way? It does feel like this guy is being very introspective around that. And he's showing me kind of this invisible hand or like this invisible restriction around his throat. And I think what it is, or what he's realized it is male culture, actually. I know, like, I wasn't expecting this, but this is very philosophical. It's like something to do with male culture. And I think that this guy has like always kind of seen that. And he seems very with it, this guy, like, mentally, like he's very observant. He sees a lot. He sees more than he lets on, and he's always kind of known that something's not like correct or that he doesn't vibe with it. But there's still that restriction or pressure to conform is what he's showing me. And I think this is something that has actually gotten in the way of you and him being together, but also I think like communicating, even like having some kind of genuine connection where you're communicating the realness of who each of you are as people, what you're each feeling as people. It's bound. It's like gotten in the way. It's a restriction. And they're showing me this like Saturnian energy, which is a karmic energy. So I feel like this is his karma that he's working through. And again, he's showing the throat chakra. He experiences that like binding restriction energy of like blockage of karma in the throat chakra, because to be able to speak to you, he has to kind of parse through all this stuff on the back end that has to do with like male culture and parsing through his emotions. And he's saying, I just can't win, because he's showing me this like limited band of feelings and expressions and dreams that he is supposed to have or that he's allowed to express. But really, I think this guy, they're kind of showing me like Joseph in the Technicolor coat. I feel like he's actually very creative or like very smart, very with it. Yeah, they're showing me, I don't know how to describe this, like a rainbow keyboard, but it's like huge. And he's like playing with it's like colorful and stuff too. And he's like playing with, he's pressing it and it's like coming together as, I feel like he's very interesting, this person, and he actually has a lot going on. Oh my gosh, I just heard Avril Lavigne. In this head, my thoughts are deep. Sometimes I can't even speak. It's hard to be will someone be and not pretend I'm off again in my world? So this is a guy that I feel like is hungry for realness, like to connect with a real person and for someone to really actually express something real, true. It's not even like profound or something. Because again, he's just showing me this like limited band. I'm only allowed to say that like beer and sports or like, whatever it is in like his little group, or it feels like a broader pressure of like male culture, not even the people that he like knows or anything. And that's another aspect of this karma that I feel like he's working through right now, because karma is like Saturnian energy and Saturn can be authority, and it can be the authority of tradition and culture. And I think that is the way that this guy experiences. It's funny because I keep going to say man and then it's like guy. I just keep getting like guy. I don't know what that is. Hanging with the guys. I don't know, something like that. Maybe he's saying he doesn't take himself seriously as a man, or no, it's just that he doesn't fit that mold. I don't know. There's something there with like the words around it. But they just said, don't think too deeply about it. Yeah. So, I don't know, but yeah, it's something here about this authority that they experience as culture and as coldness. And again, it's like this binding restriction, but I do feel it's put some kind of obstacle up between you and him because, again, he's saying like, I can't win. I just can't get what I want. And I feel like you are, in somehow, some way, you are lumped in with what he wants. I don't know if you guys have been together or if he's like, no, you are the person that I want. You are the person that makes me happy or would make me happy, our life together. That is what I want. That's what I want to pursue. I want to say that I want to pursue that. I want to say that I'm sorry. I want to take responsibility for the milk that I've spilt between the two of us, for the pain that I have caused you, for the hurt that I've caused your heart. I want to say that out loud. But this thing just kind of like always stops me. And part of it in the past, I feel like was really this like culture. And now I feel like it's like skill. You know, I don't know how to communicate. I don't know how to bridge the gap here because I think a lot of these people think that you're pretty pissed because of what went on between the two of you. And I think what went on between the two of you is, again, he's saying like, I can't win. If I do the things that male culture tells me that I'm supposed to do in order to be accepted and respected or seen as cool over there, then I end up hurting the woman that I love. Or that's it. I end up hurting the woman that I love. I can't have my dream. I can't have my happiness. I can't have my family situation, my home situation. I can't do what makes my heart happy. But if I do that, then I can't be like loved and respected. And I'm so curious what you think. Like, did this man even try? Like, did this man pursue after you and actually get treated in that way by other men? Or is he just, I feel like maybe that's part of the karma too, is like, he has this fear because Saturn can also represent fear. He has this fear of that, but it might not actually be true because honestly, this guy does have like leadership quality that I'm picking up on. He's, I think, meant to be a leader. And I think actually a lot of men do like him and look up to him. And I'm kind of getting they're weird. Okay. The throat chakra, they like the things that he says, or they like maybe the way that he puts it, because I think other men feel this way too. And no, I think a lot of them, they're showing me like little sacks. Like a lot of them actually feel that way too. And they need somebody to bridge the gap. And so I feel like that's where he's meant to like practice or start by having kind of emotional conversations. They just showed me like a drop in, you know. I think he's meant to learn how to drop in, you know, with other men and be like, be so for real right now though. Like, I'm not happy, you know, or I don't think this is it. Or, hey, knock it off. Like, I don't know. It's like, there's something here about like learning how to speak to other men. And I think that actually may be a part of his karma, but this is also like his dharma, something to do with that, to be a leader among men. But this is like vocal. It's something like very vocal. And he's very creative and he has a good way of communicating, I think, or like social skills or something. And there's something about the fifth chakra speaking maybe about romance or about children or creativity or legacy or even power and leadership. All of those things are ruled over by the fifth house. And there's some kind of connection to the second chakra and like the second house of like self-esteem and money. And I think that he might have a calling, I don't know, to do that. But he feels like he spilled the milk between the two of you and that the behaviors he was engaged in, he is showing me somebody who's like very cold when doing it. It's like King of Swords, because this push-pull between what his like boys or even older men like would expect of him or are like constantly cramming down his throat. There's a lot of throat stuff here is leading him to, it led him to cut off. I just heard a Tate McRae song. It's like, when I care, think I tend to shut off. Like nothing can matter enough. Why would you let me keep doing that? You should have stopped me. And again, that's that desire to like not take responsibility for one's own behaviors or feelings or thoughts or like, and he's recognizing that. He's not running from that. So, I feel like, again, there could have been cheating here. And for some, like, so he knows that he did something in the past and like, you're pretty pissed. And so not only does he's got himself into a karmic situation with you where all of it's like lumped together. He wants you and he wants to communicate with you. He wants to communicate in a way that's like open and vulnerable and not weak, you know, like he's having to pull apart these like nuanced concepts of weak versus vulnerable. I also just heard intentional, because I think he wants to have intentional speech. Like he has something, he has an intention to warm your heart to him, to express himself in a way that makes him human to you and not scary. Because I think this man, that's a part of this male culture, is like it operates on fear and control. And I think maybe he was taught that he should make you afraid of losing him or afraid of, and it worked. Like whatever this was, I think you are successfully afraid. And that's also created a huge obstacle for him because you're very firm in this. And I feel like it comes, actually, he tapped into some type of existential place in you where you feel like you have to protect yourself from him. I don't know if this man harmed you, and I'm kind of not getting that there was like physical stuff. I mean, there's physical stuff if he's cheating, right? Because then you have to, I mean, how many times have you heard stories of people, their dads were cheating on their mom, and, you know, I've heard like a few stories of that, giving her an infection, and now their mom's not there anymore. That's the man that took their mom away. Like, that's, you know, I've heard people talk about that. It's that is a physical threat that he poses to you. It seems like this man's not around the healthiest of men as well. That is a physical threat to you. And also, but there's like an emotional threat as well. Yeah, because I'm seeing you just like snarling outside your cave. It looks very much like a wolf mother, just like snarling, but I'm also seeing your hands shaking. And I think he knows. I think he knows that you're afraid of him. Like, this ferociousness that you've had to show, he knows he put you there. And that he now he doesn't know how to like bridge the gap and how to say that he was sneaking around, possibly like with friends. He knows that it is no substitute. Like, having a lot of options is not a substitute for having like the Empress. You are the Empress here. They're showing me like the Seven of Cups and the Empress. I feel like you stand apart for this guy, whoever you are. And I like almost hesitate to give messages like that because personally, I just don't think that it's, I don't know. I don't think it sets you up mentally very well to be like, well, I'm special and he thinks special of me, even though he's out there at the bar. If you rang this man's cells in his body, it would just be like a squeegee of alcohol and drugs. Like, you know, I just don't know. Like, for me, I just prefer to say like, I'm just like everybody else, and I got to navigate out here like I'm just like everybody else, and I got to take care of myself just like everybody else. You know, nothing is special about me where threats don't touch me and people think more highly of me than they think of other people. Like, no, I'm middle of the road, and I'm just going to navigate like that. What's good for other people is good for me. I want to listen to my elders. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's you as well. And so I'm hesitant of bringing these messages forward. We're like, no, I think that you actually are important to this guy. And I think that he felt something with you. He sees you as like his happiness is like his end goal. And I think Spirit is encouraging this man to like work through his karmas because all of it's like bound together, like I was saying. And I think he's feeling very lonely, and he knows that this is a functioning dysfunction. And you're the wish. You're the star card just came out. Yeah. He just keeps saying that, like, he understands about like the control, about, you know, even like the cheating, and, you know, there's definitely other people involved. And he's actually showing me that, again, I'm seeing like the King of Swords, and there could be like two other people here. I mean, I don't know, for some of you, this man was like really out and about. And there's two other women here, and then like there's you, because they're showing me like an older lady in the background, but then like also a younger lady here. But he's the King of Swords, and he's like very like, he's not connected. He's not even looking at them really. And then they're showing me like you in his mind. Like, he's always with you in his mind, or he's always with you in his heart. And he was thinking about it through the lens of control. And that's another thing he's like highlighting to me about this masculine culture is like, it's always win-lose, you know. Everything is framed in these like black and white terms. Like, you're tough or you're weak. You are winning or you are losing. And so I think he approached this dynamic as like win or lose instead of like partnership, or it's about connection. It's about, who are you? What are your dreams? What do you want to accomplish? Let me talk about what I want to accomplish. Let's do that. Let's go get it. You know, it's about, I heard some guy on TikTok, he put it so eloquently. He was like, men don't understand that it's about health, and we have to pursue health. And then I kind of went back to when I was talking about squeegeeing, like if you rang out one of his cells, you know, because your body makes cells from what you put in it. And I think that, again, part of this masculine culture is like not taking care of your body, you know, your vessel, even like your emotions or something. It doesn't make sense. It's kind of like a guidebook to being lonely and depressed and unfulfilled, and like to keep you stuck or stagnant. And he understands that. But I think he framed something here in his mind about control. And he could have even used another person here to do this, and maybe probably made her miserable as well. There's justice. There's justice. It was not just. It was not fair. I feel like he's saying he got some kind of karma for that. Yeah, there's like some kind of betrayal energy here. Yeah, he got some kind of karma, but I think maybe for some of you, this has to do with you. Like, yeah, because you're the wish fulfillment, and it's like he's trying to get you to stay or to be vulnerable, but it's like there's a lot of water under this bridge. It's not like you're starting from neutral. And he knows that. He does know. And I think he wants you to open up to him, but I'm feeling you actually, oh my gosh, now that's mirrored, because I feel you have a blockage in your throat chakra where you're like, there was a time when I could be soft with you, I could be vulnerable, I would trust you, and I would have told you the exact truth if you came to me with softness and not control. And now I'm so scared of you, or there's been a vicious treatment of me by you, and yeah, they're showing me like tears, and where you're like, I have to protect myself from you. That's what you taught me. Like, that's what you showed me. And he gets that, but he wants some kind of new beginning. Yeah. He keeps like confessing in this, of things that he feels like he did wrong. He knows that it was like a betrayal, and he's like I just heard rewording something. But he is rewording. What's that about? He's re-looking at something here from his past as well. Yeah. He doesn't want you to go. And so I don't know, but this is definitely someone who's being introspective. And maybe for some of you, you feel like this guy's a slick talker and he always says things and he never changes. Cause this to me feels like very genuine and very sincere. And of course, always do what you feel most comfortable with. I can definitely tell that there's like problems. There's blockages in both of your throat chakras, and I'm feeling a huge blockage for you around your heart. Whereas this man's heart feels very open towards you, actually. He's like, no, the feelings are there for me. And you're like, I think the feelings were there for you in the past, but then there's karma here, right? And that I'm seeing you put like a Saturnian energy over your heart, and you're like a shell and an armor, and you're trying to protect that because I think it was there very naturally for you. But then this guy went and did whatever he did. Yeah, there's definitely third parties here. And then there's like a tower energy. And I feel like, I don't know if this guy saw you with someone else, or because he kind of feels like he's going to have to watch you like move on and be happy with someone else, that somebody else is going to know you or see you or meet you and take full advantage of that, just really celebrate you and love you and cherish you and be soft to you and laugh with you and hold your hand and get to know you and cuddle with you. And, this guy is, yeah, that deeply affects him emotionally. I just heard now it's your turn to cry me a river. So there is some kind of karmic balance that's happening here, because I think you were the one crying in the past and you were the one feeling like this guy was out with other people, and he's showing me he didn't really care about those other people. I don't know. This does feel like very karmic. This guy is actually working through his karmas. I don't know why I'm bringing you this message, because I can feel for some of you it might be a bridge too far. It might be too much in this lifetime, but I think this guy's getting his shit together, and I think spirit is warming you to the waters of potentially bringing you back around, and this guy being completely changed and completely different. Like I said, I don't know that it's going to happen in this life. I definitely feel like you have a say. Spirit, I just heard like you are Spirit's daughter and you are beloved, and so nothing is going to take from you. I just heard you're not going to be in a position where something is going to take from you. So they might be holding this man to a high standard before they're going to bring him back around. But for some, I think he's like making the right movements, because they just showed me Saturn as like a wheel there. He's pushing, like one of those wheels that you hook a donkey up to, So I feel like, yeah, I just heard the word jackass. So I think they've got him going around in some kind of like wheel, but he's building up strength and it's productive, whatever it is. He's doing something, he's churning something. And I know churn is a word that I have heard spiritually. Somebody who is heavily churned is somebody who has like life experience and is warm. And again, he may have some kind of job. Yeah, donkey has like a job, but it feels like, again, what I was saying, karmic and dharmic of speaking to men, like something about putting this kind of stuff into words in a way that is heard and non-threatening and understandable and easily digestible, and something that is empathetic and something that it feels very warm and very colorful. And yeah. And okay, so I just saw the 10 of Swords, which obviously is a betrayal card, but for me, 10 of Swords is you will not experience pain from this again. So Spirit is just saying like this guy is kind of making the right noises and he's making the right moves, and they are putting him through like a refinement process, and he is cooperating. So I think that they are showing me that they kind of plan on bringing him back around when he is not going to cause you any more pain. And for a lot of you, I don't know that this will be in this lifetime, because I think for some of you, it's just acknowledge that you've been through something here with this person, or this could flare up other issues that you might have. Like, you both are kind of working through something here, but it may well be down the line. And it doesn't even feel too far. Like maybe this is in your next life, in another life, something. Yeah, I just heard, in another life, I would be your girl. We keep all our promises. It'd be us against the world kind of thing. But unless he's ready for that, there's like a heavy vetting that's going through here. I literally feel like Spirit is your dad in this, like being your dad of like, I'll be the judge of whether or not you're going to date my daughter kind of shit. But it's like mystical and behind the scenes. So anyways, that's what I have for you. If that resonates, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Bye.